Semi-final underway on the open stand-up. It's a strong start. He's into the bales. Oh, and there's contact.
Australia's part go tumbling out. Huge crash.
Closed in. He's closed in. Oh no! An explosion. Has got the finish line. He comes through. Clark is the world champion. I can hear the cheers. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome along to round number one of the World Downhill Skateboarding Championships here in beautiful Axamer-Lizum in Austria, just about 16, 17 kilometers away from the famous Winter Olympic town of Innsbruck. And they actually hosted the Winter Olympics here, the alpine skiing here back at the 1964, 1976 Winter Olympics. We are in beautiful alpine terrain. It is qualification day here at the World Downhill Skateboarding Championships. We had the QS races earlier in the morning, and I'll try and bring you, when we get a chance, I'm sure we will, up to speed with what went down in the qualifying race. You could just see a quick little glimpse of Adam Westphal, who's going to get things underway here in Austria, round number one. Wonderful to have your company. Thank you so much for tuning in today, folks. My name's Ian Finley. I'm flying solo in the middle of the course. Not got too many friends around today, but if we do get a chance, we will try and bring a rider or two into the commentary box over the weekend. But it might be a little tricky unless someone crashes right in front of me, and we do not want that as well. Start altitude just over 1,500 meters here in Axamer-Lizum. You can see the mountains. We're looking south there. This road is going to be testing. We will talk you through the road as we get through this morning as well. There's Adam just getting ready to get this qualification session underway. And I think he gets the he's going to get the green light from Will Stevenson. This track around about 3 kilometers, average gradient 9.2%, steepest gradient 21.8%. It is fast, it is testing, it's dry at the moment, it is hot as well, over 30 degrees right now. And getting Q1 underway, Adam Westphal out of the USA. Good season last season from Adam Westphal. 5th place in the overall standings. Took that 3rd place in Erzincan, Turkey, which was his first WDSC event. And didn't race in Wales, but still really strong to finish in 5th place in the standings. It should be Adrien Peynel next to go on my list. Well, there's Adam Westphal a little bit further down the course. Just gives you a glimpse of the speed. Riders well over 100 kilometers an hour. Ignore that 50. That is not the speed that these guys are going at. Setting it up beautifully here into that little slide. Managing his speed through the turn. The course finishes with a really tight hairpin. A little bit further down than Adam is right now. This gives you a sense of the terrain. It doesn't show you the steepness of the course. There's a lot of drafting opportunities on this hill. I think it's pretty tough to overtake, but we will see how it plays out in tomorrow's racing. But Adam's such a strong, smooth rider. I think this course is really going to suit Adam into tomorrow's racing. Here you can see one of the super tight hairpins. Adam sets up looking for that apex. Of course, all about getting through into Q2 at this stage of the race. The stage of the qualifying session, taking 20 through to Q2, just 10 through to Q3, and that will determine the positions, the top 10 positions as well. I am, as I always say, going to do my best to bring you up to speed with the times as and when we get them, and I'm hoping we go in some sort of order that I've been given, but it doesn't look like that is the case, so apologies if already going off script, off book. Never mind. So if I get some times, I'm going to bring them to you. That looks like Mr. Carlotti there. Might not be. just having one or two little issues with the drones. Adrian Paynell on course. We are and here, of course, finished in third place in the standings last year. Hit the podium in every WDSC event last season. Third place in Erzincan, where we head next week. So Westphal's across the line. Paynell will be next to cross the line. Alex Clark will be next up. 32 men in this Q1. Spoke to Adrian just a couple of weeks ago, coming into the season in good form. Did have a minor hamstring injury, but that's not going to bother him. I think that was a few weeks ago, and he is in good shape now. Just looking to see if we've got any times here. I don't have any times at the moment for you, but Paynell on course, and should be Alex Clark getting underway now. So the drone shot giving you a good indication of what the speed is like, and a chance to see the road. It's pretty much the same width all the way down. The pavement, pretty good. Gets a little bumpy in some of the hairpins. There's a real clean line that's been set by the multiple vehicles that worked their way up. So it's tough in some of these turns. If you step off of the real racing line, it can get a little tricky in there, but other than that, pretty good pavement. You can see it's really well protected as well. The crew here have done a great job with the hay bales, getting them out into position out on the course, and very well protected. So Paynell across the line as well. I've still not got any times for you. Just looking through various systems, see if we can bring you some times. Otherwise, it's just going to be me chatting and you guys enjoying some riding. Alex Demel, the next man, fourth man to get underway out of Germany. Relative newcomer stepping it up to this level. Goofy-footed rider settling into the start. The start is pretty straight. And speed starts to build very, very quickly on this course. It's going to be really interesting tomorrow in the heats with the racing. And a lot of opportunity to draft as you get up to speed on the top section of the course. We'll see who's got the best tuck lean as well. Do apologise if we lose some pictures now and again. Crew have done a great job keeping to get everything in place for you today. It's been hard work, but they have done a fantastic job. So next man up is Andreas Bouclier, second in the standings last year. Went into Roan Mountain, round number 3, with a big chance of the title, the young man. And, well, didn't quite go to plan for him in Roan Mountain last season. Ended up with a 7th place finish and handed the title to Harry Clark, second world title for the Australian. What a season it was for him last year. But Bouclier coming back to this season in fantastic shape, in fantastic form after what he did show last season. Starting off, of course, with that win in Erzincan. Not an easy place to go. This first of a double-header. Next weekend we head to Erzincan, Turkey, on the famous course in Erganda. And round 3 coming up July 4th to 6th, the Isle of Man. Round 4, Utah, September 25th to 28th. And then we finish the season in December Tamanite Grand Prix by Surf City in El Salvador between the 4th and the 7th of December. Just having 1 or 2 drone issues as well at the moment for you. Do apologise for that, folks. Currently refreshing some timing. Don't have, let's just see, don't have any times at the moment. Might be able to bring you an order at some point. But that's it. Demel from Germany crossing the line as well. So Bouclier still waiting on the command. Goofy-footed rider. 2nd in the world standings last season, French champion. In 2024, a young man that's already delivering on the talent that he's shown over the past couple of seasons. Well, there's the view back down the valley in this absolutely beautiful part of the world in the Tyrol, state of Tyrol. High up Axamer-Lizum's really popular ski and snowboard destination in the winter. Drive up the road that we're racing on this weekend. And then there's a few chairlifts that get you right up to the top. A pretty high altitude for this part of the world as well. Lifts are going up to over 2,000 meters, so the season does last a while. Of course, we are in Austria, a nation that is still in mourning after the tragic events in Graz back on the 10th of June, and we pay our respects here from the WDSC to everyone affected by that tragic event in Graz back on the 10th of June. Okay, whilst we're on a little break, let's just go to a very quick commercial. We'll be back with you as soon as we can. Well, that was very quick. I hope you enjoyed that. Maybe we're selling trees there. Look after your trees, look after your forests. So we'll keep chatting away. So we do think someone has unfortunately gone down. Don't have any pictures, don't have any information yet. Just trying to find out for you, folks. I haven't got any information, but just on a course hold at the moment. And as we're waiting, I think it would be remiss if we didn't take a moment to remember Pete Dashwood Connolly, who sadly passed away a couple of weeks ago. True pioneer of speed in this sport with his top speed record of 91.17 miles per hour, an absolutely remarkable achievement. And the thoughts of us here at the WDSC and WGSF with Pete's friends and family at this difficult time. Okay, so looks like we're about to get back underway, and Bouclier really been working on that kick, hasn't he? Goofy-footed rider. That is going to be key. He's improved from last season, and his ceiling is so high, this young man. Well, that gives us an idea of the road. You can see it just sort of snakes the top section. The hairpin's coming a little bit further down the course. And in this top section, this is where the jostling for position is going to take place. Is there going to be some sandbagging tomorrow? I'm not so sure, because I think it's really tough to turn in the hair to pass in the hairpins. I think if you're in the lead here, but it's the other problem is if you are in the lead, because of the drafting opportunities, it is really difficult to get away. You've got to be super aggressive, I would say, in these hairpins if you want to make a pass. It's going to be fun. It's going to be really interesting. No one's really sure how it's all going to play out tomorrow as well. On course with Bouclier in Q1 here. Well, the weather forecast is looking a little tricky, fair to say, for the maybe late this afternoon and into tomorrow. Expecting some rain. This hill in the rain Yeah, that's going to be fun. Let's hope it holds off and everything's okay. Antonio Madariaga next to go out of the USA. Had a good run this morning in the QS. Finished in 4th place in yesterday's QS qualifying. 2:40.95 at 3 was his qualifying time yesterday. Ended up finishing in 2nd place in the QS race today. That was done before lunch. Morgan Owens taking that. Carlos Scherer finishing in 3rd. That's our position there on the left. You might have caught a glimpse of. Mitch Thompson from Australia finishing in 4th. Mitch, a dark horse maybe for this weekend. Can he mix it up with the big guns on the WDSC? So Bouclier crossing the line. I still don't have any times for you here, folks, so do apologise for that. So we got riders now sort of going 30-40 second intervals. We'll see if we can throw some times up on the screen at some point for you, but we don't have it. Well, maybe you guys have a graphic on your screen, but I don't have a graphic on my screen. So maybe you've been seeing times all along, in which case, congratulations. I'm just making it all up. Ashley Weinkoff on course now. Good to see her back on WDSC. Yeah, got to get warmed up, got to get stretched, got to get loose for this course running over 2 minutes and 30 seconds, of course. And Ashley Weinkoff on course right now. So Cam Brickenden getting underway. First WDSC event for them, and settling into that tuck position pretty strongly. Got to be so smooth on this top section. Just feeling things out, trying to stay as aerodynamic as you can. And then the turns start to tighten up as we get a little bit further down the course. That's our tense there where they sweep around to riders right then left. And then he had line choice, absolutely key through this section. Very little opportunity for the riders to take too many different lines, particularly in qualification. It is all about pinching that line, finding that apex where you can, managing those speed checks. Back with Cam Brickenden, Canadian. Originally out of Toronto, now based over on the West Coast. Love this turn here. There's going to be a lot of action there tomorrow. It's one of the key overtaking spots, but it's how you manage the speed coming into that turn. Where do you take the risk? What line do you take? What's your approach going to be through that section when you've got 3 other riders all around you? So Dexter Manning getting moving, the Canadian, another dark horse for this race. 7th in the WDSC standings last season, Dexter Manning. He's in great shape. First big race of the season for Dexter out of Vancouver. He'd be quite keen for it to rain. He would be strong in the rain, well, given where he lives. one of my old haunts as well, so I know how much it rains in Vancouver. But Dexter Manning, strong, powerful, and this could work very, very well for Dexter Manning over the weekend. Might need a little bit of luck as well, but you always need a little bit of luck. Manages to slide well into one of the turns there. So we've had some of the big guns: Adam Westphal, Adrien Paynel, Andreas Bouclier, Ashley Winecroft as well, Dexter Manning out on course. So, of course, these riders battling to get into the top 20 for Q2. And then for the Open Luge, 14 riders, will cut that to 10 and down to 6 for Q3. Women's skate, awesome to have women's skate category here. 8, 6 and 4, so 4 will go in Q3. Women's Luge will be best of 2 runs as well. There's the finish line. If you come out of that left-hand turn and then finish line is there, so tomorrow in the heats, if you're in third place, we might see some all or nothing moves tomorrow as we get into the heats. All about top 2, isn't it? That is the key thing. So trying to keep things moving as quick as we can today. A lot to get through in this race, of course, with the 3-run format. Well, there is the man many of you tuning in to see, Harry Clark from Australia. The perfect season in 2024. I was coming off the back of injury as well. 2 wins at WDSC, Wales and Roan Mountain. So much on the line in Roan Mountain. Of course, the rain started to fall, didn't it, late in the afternoon, presenting the challenges. And Harry Clark, a man who performs under pressure, that is for sure. So here goes, man, with the best kick, one of the best kicks in the business. He's going to want to qualify well here, not make life too difficult for himself tomorrow. Fantastic tuck position, these little tuck leans here. Pinching the line right on the apex. It's all these little moves, little steps that Harry brings to his overall performance and that make him so fast. Again, setting up nicely. Good, clean, smooth line, just opening up, and it see a little bit of a speed break. Beautiful slide from Harry Clark there, pinching the line, lets it run out wide, and keeps that speed going, that momentum through the hairpin. Absolutely beautiful from Harry Clark here. And again, back into the tuck position. It's Harry Clark just limiting the movements at the moment. So we've made a change here. So when I say limiting, just keeping everything to minute detail to stay in as great shape as he can. Well, I think those are the positions for you. Bouclier did not do it in a minute. The course running over a minute in Glenwell, 2:30 something, 2:40, depends on the day. These could be splits, of course. No one tells me anything, but we've got Clark on course, and this is going to be absolutely key for the Australian. So just having one or two little issues at the bottom of the course. We're in Q1 of the open skate. Monica Wunsch, I believe, just starting now. So rider out of Germany, German champion in 2024. Got to get into the top six to race again. The riders in the seventh and eighth in the women's skate category will not run again in the qualifying session. So once you get through to Q2, you're guaranteed to be ranked ahead of all of those riders. They did a little bit of a wobble there, but holds it together nicely. Just grabbing the front of the board. Releasing quickly, releasing out of the turn. Now, have we got Micaiah Harness here? Yes, we do. Micaiah Harness getting underway. 9th in the standings last season. Best result in WDSC coming in Erzincan, where he finished in 8th place, getting through to the semi-finals. 11th in Wales and 14th in Roan Mountain. But pretty consistent. Could be a man that we see make some improvements, make some gains this season. He wasn't far away last season, was Micaiah Harness. Now CT rider, based out of Colorado. 2nd in the QS series last year. Made some Consi finals in Thailand at the Tropical Downhill and at Soldiers of Downhill last season. Strong, stable, consistent rider. So you're on board with Micaiah Harness. All right, Morgan Owens well underway now after taking the QS race today. So he's had a bit of race experience on this course. Of course, everyone was getting that wasn't in the QS race was getting time on the course free riding as well as Micaiah Harness crosses the line. So Morgan Owens approaching the hairpin pinching the apex pretty well, and out of the turn. Has lost a little bit of speed there, but overall, not too bad. He qualified in second place in the QS race, that qualifying taking place yesterday. Won't be long until we see Owen Fox, Patrick Stoll as well. Okay, Owen Fox getting ready to start off his challenge in Q1. Stepped it up last season, did Owen. Fourth in the overall standings. And finally, he's been with us since the start, pretty much, on WDSC. Got at that second place behind Harry Clark at Rowan Mountain. As Morgan Owens across the line. He's been working on this push. Made probably the most overtakes of anyone last season, but he'd rather not. He'd rather not have to try and work his way through the field in the races. So he's been working really, really hard on his kick, on his push over the course of the off-season. Now moved down to San Diego. We'll see how it plays out tomorrow for Owen Fox. Another man moving in the right direction with his riding. It meant a lot to him to get that first WDSC podium. And now he's got his eyes on the win. Great board control from Fox. Straight back into the tuck position. Well, it's looking like a decent run from Owen. Fox blasting through the alpine meadows here. Well, trying to give you some times here. Stuff is a little bit slow. It'd be nice to be able to bring it to you right away. But Paynell, 232.707. Harry Clark, 234.054. Morgan Owens, 235.125. Mitch Thompson from Australia, 235.637. Jack Plummer in with a 238.047. Micaiah Harness 239.492. Maybe some riders, there's quite a few riders missing there. I'll see if anything updates for you. Well, there's the scene at the start. You can just make out the mountains at the bottom of the course, and so timing starting to update for you now, looking a little bit better, but still one or two riders we are missing a time for, or I'm missing a time for at the moment. Selena Tyler on that course now. The rider out of Switzerland, World Skate Games, world champion in 2024. European champion as well in 2024. It's going to be really interesting racing tomorrow, isn't it? Very much looking forward to it. We've got to get through qualification first. Things moving pretty well at the moment. I'm just going to keep refreshing the timing for you. There's riders like Westphal, Bouclier, Carlotti, Manning, who we don't have times for at the moment. Hoping they will all update. I'm just F5, F5, F5. You know the drill. Pepe Laporte, third in the QS qualifying, man out of Brazil. Good to have Brazilian representation on the WDSC. Qualifying time yesterday, 2:40.086. That would be, okay, reasonably competitive. You really want to be into the 2:30s, low 2:30s if you want to be ultra competitive on this course. Paynell's time to 32.707, holding up right now over a second quicker than Harry Clark, provisional of course. Now, Stefano Barbizzi. This course could really suit Stefano, couldn't it? The Italian, super experienced, 2013 World Skates World Champion, 4 times Italian champion Barbizzi. Just about to blast past us here. Barely see him over the hay bales. You see that slight difference? Hands a little bit more behind rather than clasped at the back. Just opens up, dropping down low. Barbizzi looking like he's carrying some speed here. It's a real leg burner of a course here, pretty steeper than what we'll see in Erzincan next week. Fast course. And Barbizzi, powerful rider, holding this position well. I think it really will play well for Barbizzi over the weekend. Right over on the left-hand side of the road, there's the apex, and runs it out pretty well. Here you feel like you're waiting for the speed to build and build. Thomason from Hong Kong will be last to go in this open skate category. So Paynell leading the way, 2:32.707. Fastest time of the day so far. Of course, we're taking 20 through. Can't, unfortunately, bring you up to speed on the 20 that we are taking through. Oh no! Ow, Thomas. Well, gets back on his feet pretty quickly, but that is the first crash that we've seen on camera. Let's hope he's all okay. I'm just being attacked by a wasp right now. Gets himself. Let's have a look at it again. Just coming in way too hot, wasn't he? Working on those hay bales. Well, let's hope they got a brush. There is a brush there, and that lone marshal at the side of the course has done a fantastic job getting this moving and getting things, keeping things moving nicely. We've got Anna Pixner underway at the moment. Seen her before on WDSC. So Jasmine Hanegraaff on course. You probably, if you've seen us on social media over the past couple of years, that moment, head-to-head race in Arzinchan. Hanegraaff and Peters right towards the bottom of the course. It was heart-in-mouth moment. Good to see Jazzy back on at WDSC from Belgium, but local rider was based in Innsbruck. I think she still is. I'll check with her at some point. Jasmine 8th at World Skate Games last season. So, working through the women's skate category. 8 riders: Pixner, Hanegraaff, Schwarte, Peters, Ambrosi, Bode, Winecroft, Winship, and Tyler. So, leader police Peters next to go from the Netherlands. Second place at the World Skate Games in 2024. First place at the World Skate Games in 2023. Quality rider. And she underway on the top section of the course. So just waiting on things to update. Do have a time for Anna Pixner, 3:07.223. As it updates, I will of course let you know. So Lisa Peters on course, Jasmine Hanegraaff approaching at the finish line here. And top to bottom, full pull. So Hanegraaff gets a time on the board. So it's still not got any times in yet for the likes of Westphal, Bouclier, Carlotti, Manning. Working through the women's skate times at 2:56 for Jasmine Hanegraaff. 2:55. 7.66 puts her in top spot right now of women's skate. All right, folks. Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with more live action from qualifying in just a few moments. All set to go.
Biggest season yet for the World Downhill Skateboarding Championship gets underway at a new venue in Austria. The best on the planet will head to Axamer-Lizum to face the ferocious challenge of the Austrian Alps.
Oh no! Oh my god. It's going to be a super tight one, they're battling! Oh no!
What an explosion!
Oh no, we got 2 men down there. Oh no!
What a harness stumbled into the hay.
Riders neck and neck. What a race there.
Make sure you stay connected to the WDSC
Whoa.
so you don't miss any of the action between the 13th and 15th of June.
Hi, my name is Anna.
My name is Kui.
And this is Epic Innsbruck.
So back live at the start. And we've had a few more riders. And to give you the time for Lisa Peters, 2:44.833 for Lisa Peters. Time that we've got in at the moment. Just looking to see if there's any other times I've got for you. I think there's a little bit of luge going on. A 2:42.957 for Julie Ertz in the women's luge category. Top four times that I have at the moment in the women's skate. As I was saying, Lisa Peters 2:44.843. Maria Sabrina Ambrosi Bordeaux 2:47.453. Jasmine Hanegraaff 2:55.766. Anna Pixner 3:07.223. So, do you recognise that man? He's been running quick on this course, but maybe not as quick as he would like. Abdul Madzan, good to have him back, of course. Last season, Abdul had that remarkable crash in Erzincan. Kept them out of the race. He had to, of course, surrender his world title. Colby Parks taking the world title last season with 2 wins and a 3rd place as well. So Abdel Madzan, one of course, the best to do this sport. Took the bronze World Skate Games last season. 7-time world champion, 2-time WDSC champion, 2022-2023. We're in our 4th season now, aren't we? So can Abdul get the crown back from Colby Parks? Well, he's been running quick, but having to adapt his style on this course. Normally lifts the board a little bit for his braking, but you can't do that on this hill. He's having to sit up, sometimes feeling he's braking just a little bit earlier than he would like. But Abdul, experienced quality rider, isn't he? And he's working this out as we go. Super quick track on a street luge. That's pretty quick on a stand-up as well. Give you a few more times in the women's street luge. Lorline Pastor 2:39.621. Quickest that I've got in front of me. Mora Jakubic 2:55.266. Kim Hilger from Luxembourg 4:09.243. So Abdul well underway here. Still don't have any times for the likes of Westphal, Bouclier, Carlotti, Manning, Winecroft. And these are the sort of turns that Abdil so good. I see him just shifting his body weight, trying to stay on that line. And these are where he's not quite been as quick as he would like, but overall pretty good there from Abdil. But other riders started. We try and stay with one rider for you for as long as we can. Looks like Arkadiusz Kowalski next to go. So Andy Spate from Great Britain out on the course at the moment. Just looking at multiple data sources as we go here. Trying to piece together what I can on the times for you. Still missing a couple of things. There's things on the graphic that are not quite making sense to me, but maybe not to you either. But doing my best to work it all out for you here. Getting those feet down. The only way for some of these turns on a street luge. Of course, this is our biggest season yet on WDSC. We're going back-to-back this weekend, next weekend. Many of the riders flying straight from Innsbruck or Munich or Vienna over to Erzincan. Maybe the last time we are racing in Erzincan. We'll have to wait and see. Just running it a little bit wide there. That's not the fastest line through there. You can see the speed is gone coming out of the turn. I was a little worried for a second. So Abdel Madzan's time 2:31.348. Andy Spate in with a 2:41.965. David Frager getting underway. Seen him just once last season on WDSC in Erzincan. He finished fourth. Looking down to Innsbruck, there's Ian Martland, Myrtle. Strong British contingent in the luge, of course, as it's been building, hasn't it? Things falling everywhere. A couple of 8th places last season for Myrtle, 6th place in the standings. Now Colby Parks on the line. Dropped my phone and it took a photo, nearly sent it to the boss. Well, the sun's starting to come back out here, which means I may have to close the curtains behind me. Last season's world champion, 2 wins and a 3rd place for Colby Parks from Canada. And in the luge, give you a time for Arkadiusz Kowalski, 2:42.207. So Colby Parks underway. What sort of time can he put down here? He knows he's going to have to work extremely hard to keep hold of the WDSC title. 2-time World Cup Series champion. Won it 2018 and, of course, winning WDSC last season. 3-time North American Street Luge champion, 11-time Canadian Street Luge champion as well. And a racetrack that seems to be suiting Colby's style. We'll see what the clock says when we get to the bottom of this course, and hopefully we're able to bring you a time for Colby as well. I've got to block the sun out here. Bear with me, folks. That sound you may hear, there's a lot of insects in this tent. Just need to make sure we can still see what is going on. Try and not pull all the cables out as well. Definitely had more insects here over the course of the last few minutes. I think that says more about me than anything else, but apologies for that, folks. Just had to block the light out. So David Frager in with a time 2:33.520. Just over 2 seconds slower than Abdel Madzan. It's Colby, the time of Colby Parks that we're really interested in here. I think George Cheeseman underway as well. Ulrich Becker on course. George Cheeseman coming through QS series earlier today. Finished in third place, qualified in third with a 2:38.695. So just waiting to see when Colby crosses the line. He's crossed the line now. I'm going to just see what sort of time. 2:35.543 for Colby. So 4.195 off of the leading time right now from Abdel Madzan. But don't forget, this is just to get in to Q2. All these riders that get into Q2, it's their Q2 time that is going to really matter. That is the key one. And of course, for this open luge, we've got 14 riders. We're cutting that down to 10. So you've got to be in the top 10, then you'll run again. And the 6 fastest riders from Q2 will go through to Q3 later on today. So working our way through the luge category, and then that will be us. We'll get all the riders back to the top. That's going to take maybe 15-20 minutes or so. We'll open the road again. Appreciate the support of the locals here that aren't really used to the road being closed. So George Cheeseman in with the time, 2:35.887. That is quicker than he managed in quali for the QS series. Josh Fieldwick currently in 6th place in the open luge with a 240.247. It's Abdel Madzan still with the quickest time of 2:31.348. David Frager in second. Ulrich Becker coming through with a 2:33.578 in third place at the moment. Colby Parks in 4th. But is there more to come, perhaps, from Colby? Well, the cloud cover came in a little bit earlier, but now we are back to the sunshine. Adding a little bit of grip on the course, so back to the start and just double checking sometimes. Lucas Mancini, 2:39.157, puts him into 7th place. Well, Andy Spate with a 2:41.965. Down in 9th place. 3rd place last season in the standings for Andy Spate. with a fifth place and in Erzincan, and a fourth in Wales. Didn't go to Road Mountain, the race that was won by Marco Menino ahead of Andy Lally. Colby Parks picked up third in Roan Mountain, Tennessee.
Okay, but we can still do it. We still have time to do it, and I think that most of the content we can probably manage. But then specifically, we'll talk to Oliver to get the key bit elements that are missing, and then Janae can get.
So just coming back to the start line here. Mancini in, just checking any other times for you. Rainer Österli in 7th place from Germany, 2:38.985. Martin Witzigmann in 6th place, also from Germany, 2:36.219. Good time from the Frenchman, Jules Chaperon, who won the QS series, QS race earlier today. He goes in at 4th place with a 2:33.590. Last rider on course in this Q1 session. So we've got all of the times that we need, apart from some of the big names in the open stand-up. So Ross Baradoy, last man to go out of Switzerland, but born in Canada. Finished 4th in QS qualifying, 2:40.321, timing down to 1,000 of a second. 5th place in the QS race. Now, to get in to the top 10, you've got to go quicker than 2:40.274. Andy Spates missed out. Arkadiusz Kowalski's missed out. What about Ross, the last man had to go in this Q1 session? So Madzan, Frege, Becker, Chaperon, Parks, Cheeseman, Witzigmann, Österli, Mancini all safe. It is just Josh Fieldwick in 10th place, who is waiting to see what the time is going to be. Now you can see down to Innsbruck, that's the runway, Innsbruck Airport, you can just make out there. And we're waiting on the time to see if we can get him, catch him across the finish line. A lot of people out spectating, a lot of marshals as well. Just I'm sure they know that no one's going to hit those bales right at this second. Well, it's a lovely day. Time for a drink. Over 30 degrees here. Some clouds did roll in, but they've kind of politely rolled away again, which was good. I was getting a little bit worried. Forecast for tomorrow, not great. Ross Baradoy crossing the finish line. Let's get a look at the time for him to see if Josh Fieldwick hangs on to a place in Q2. I may have to just hit the refresh button, see if anything changes in the luge category. And the Ross Baradoy just missing out, going to 11th place. So Josh Fieldwick hangs on to the top 10. Let's take a quick break and we'll be back and get ready for Q2 as soon as we can.
meant to be, then that's alright.
Well, getting late in the afternoon at 4:20 here. And, of course, next weekend we are heading back to Turkey, back to Erzincan. And let's take a look at what happened last year in a thrilling race in Erzincan, Turkey.
Astonishing.
Epic.
Unbelievable.
Unhinged.
Gripping.
Insane.
The best racetrack in the world. This track is heavy, it's good.
Neither the blustering winds nor the gathering storm clouds could dampen the excitement of the final that was to come in the World Downhill Skateboarding Championship in Erzincan, Turkey. Down one of the fastest tracks in the world, the WDSC delivered all the thrills and spills we expect from this exhilarating event. Welcome to the opening event of the 2024 World Downhill Skateboarding Championship. After last year's success, the WDSC Tour returned to the mighty Arganda in Erzincan to bring you 3 days of epic battles, dramatic overtakes, and high-speed racing.
Yeah, we compare it to Vulcan in Romania, which is like 115. But here the road has many features, which is interesting to skate on. At the moment, this is the fastest track we have, and I love to skate it.
So it's just amazing, really, that the WDSC can provide these sort of venues, which I think is very important at the highest level of our sport.
32 fearless riders representing 19 nationalities suited up in the open skate and open street luge category to battle it out against each other and the elements to be crowned champion in Erzincan. In this program, we bring you all the action from the open skate category. Located in the northeastern part of central Anatolia, the city of Erzincan played host to the first round of the WDSC Championship of 2024.
It's my third time in Turkey and I always loved it. It's really fun, people are nice, having a great time, we're having a good weather and a beautiful sight to see.
Nestled in a fertile plain, surrounded by mountains, Erzincan offers a picturesque landscape that captivates visitors with its stunning scenery. With roots tracing back to ancient times, Erzincan has been a strategic hub of various civilizations, including the Romans, Byzantines, and Seljuks, each leaving an indelible mark on the city's cultural tapestry. With its proximity to a well-connected airport, Erzincan is fast becoming the outdoor adventure destination in eastern Turkey. Boasting a whole host of extreme sports, the Munzur Mountains provide ample hills and rivers for thrill seekers to take part in canoeing, rafting, and paragliding, as well as skiing and snowboarding in the winter. The Munzur Mountains provide a stunning backdrop to the city and stunning scenery, including Girlevik Waterfall, a breathtaking natural wonder that attracts visitors with its cascading waters and serene surroundings. The 3.5-kilometer section of the mighty Arganda is once again the backdrop for this year's event. Already iconic amongst the downhill skateboarding community, the 12-turn course provides sought-after long straights to build speed and hairpin turns to test the technical competence of the riders. The relentless decline of the course allows the competitors to race at speeds well above 100 kilometers an hour at the straights, while the menacing number 6 and number 9 turns promise moments of action and drama. Proving their commitment to the sport of downhill skateboarding, the municipality of Erzincan, in conjunction with the governor, Mr. Hamza Aydoğdu, have not only made improvements to the road surface by repairing and resurfacing sections to ensure overall rider safety, but have also given access to the ski resort's top-notch facilities, including access from the finish line to the start by gondola, and changing rooms and lockers, as well as the workbenches for last-minute tune-ups of the equipment.
This race in Erzincan is the best. It's the most professional. It's not common that the local people take us in with such generosity, and they fix everything for us.
It's just good vibes. Takes like nice city, friendly people. Yeah, no, it's been nice, and even up on the mountain, it's gorgeous all around.
This year, WGSF and Race Marketing have introduced a new format to the competition with a qualifying series where new members can move into the championship by qualifying on previous days. In this year's qualifying series, Oscar Gutierrez from Mexico was victorious and claimed the top spot at the podium. Dexter Manning from Canada placed second, and Hassan Hussein Al Nasrullah from Norway was third.
You hear the sound of thunder.
22 riders from 15 nationalities were ready for the open skate category. The two-time defending and world champion Diego Poncelet of Spain looked to defend his title and get the 2024 season off on the right foot. The absences of Harry Clark and Alexandros Soganakis made Poncelet the man to beat in Erzincan.
I mean, the objective is always to win, but I know that this is a very difficult track with great riders all around, so it's going to be a huge challenge. More than anything, I just hope we can get some clean skating today, because the weather is a bit uncertain, but it's looking good so far. Of course, the absence of Harry and Alexandros can be felt, but we still have incredibly fast people such as Stefano, and Frenchie, my friend Greg, who I've had so many close competitions over the years with him. So, of course, it would be nice if they were here, but at the same time, we can tell that this is a World Cup.
French sensations Antoine Carlotti and Andreas Bouclier want to build on their knowledge of the track from last year to challenge the pack in this year's competition.
I'm really, really happy to be back. It's my favorite hill in the world, I think, for racing. It's incredible. We have some new wheels with 88 Wilco, and they are performing super well, so it's very exciting, it's like a new race. I came here, didn't know really what to expect, and it's super good.
Another French rider, Adrien Paynel, who was absent last year, is keen to get his wheels spinning down Arganda and hoping for a good result to start off the year. As ever, U.S. riders are always in top contention, with Owen Fox and Adam Westphal being two names to look out for this year. Fox had an unfortunate accident last year, but he's trained hard and is ready to challenge for a podium finish.
Last time we were here was definitely a bit of a roller coaster, especially for me. It's always a unique time at a new track, especially a track of this caliber, but it feels good to be back. I know the track this time. I've had a couple months to prepare and train specifically for this track, so I'm feeling really good. It's better than I was last time. Curious to see how things stack up for the next couple days, but for right now I'm just happy to be doing better than I was last time.
So, I mean, tactic number one is just stay on the board. So we're going to try to, kick in hard and see if we can get in front and then just stay on top. So, I know some places I'm trying to pick up time here and there, but mostly it's going to be about just, keeping it consistent, controlled, and, quick enough to stay in front, but controlled enough to stay upright.
Gregoire Schwab of Switzerland, who won in Kozakov in 2022 and fought hard against Poncelet in the final in Aksaray, is joined by fellow countryman Fabio Minning, and both riders are keen to make their mark from the start.
Last year we had just a POV of a luger, and we didn't expect this much of insanity on this track. But this year everybody prepared way more than last year, I think, and got mentally more ready to.
Other notable competitors like Stefano Barbizzi from Italy, Olaf Oye from Norway, and Oscar Gutierrez from Mexico round up the open skate category, while Lisa Peters from the Netherlands will race amongst the men as the only female rider to brave this year's race.
Yeah, I'm sad there are not other girls. The only positive thing is that it takes all the pressure away from me to compete in women class. So I see this event more as a very good learning experience to compete with the open class with all the boys. I already, like the last 2 days, I learned so much by just following their lines. And I'm just gonna enjoy it and try to keep up with them, try to learn as much as possible. And maybe, hopefully next year, more women will join the race. They should.
The qualification was decided in 3 stages of elimination, similar to that of Formula One. The fastest 16 riders out of the starting 22 in Q1 moved up to the Q2 round. The fastest 8 riders then progressed on to the Q3 round. In Q1, names like Lisa Peters and Olav Oye were unable to keep up with the pace of their opponents and were eliminated from the competition. In Q2, championship favorites Adam Westphal and Andreas Bouclier also failed to make the cut and were unable to advance. In Q3, the top 8 riders fought a tough battle with Diego Poncelet and Adrien Paynel neck and neck throughout. In the end, Poncelet beat out his opponent by a 150 millisecond margin and won the qualifying round. The racing started with the elimination rounds where 22 athletes rode in 8 heats of 2 or 3, with the top 2 riders progressing on to the quarterfinals. In the first heat, Diego Poncelet and Oscar Gutierrez had flawless runs to move into the next round. In the second heat, Stefano Barbizzi and Oscar Clevo outpaced Francesco Bonventre to move into the quarterfinals. In the third heat, Dexter Manning had a clear run to the finish, but Al Nasrullah and Jose Valdez crashed in turn 3. Both riders made it back on their boards, but Al Nasrullah edged out Valdez to advance to the quarterfinals. The fourth heat was full of top contenders, with Bouclier, Fox and Oye battling it out to move on in the competition. However, Oye could not keep up with the pace of his competitors and came in third. In the fifth heat, Adam Westphal crashed in turn 5, but was able to recover in time to move on to the quarterfinals along with Schwab. Heat 6 was between Fabio Minning, Cristiano Medusa, and Lisa Peters. Fabio Minning led the race from the beginning, but Medusa lost control on the 4th turn and did not recover in time. Peters and Minning moved into the quarters. In Heat 7, Billy Aston had back-to-back crashes and could not complete the course, which meant Antoine Carlotti and Valera Fles moved on to the quarters. The 8th heat was a showdown between Adrien Paynel and Mikia Harness, and both riders rode a clean and safe run to progress on to the next round. The first heat of the quarterfinals saw Diego Poncelet, Stefano Barbizzi, Oscar Gutierrez, and Oscar Clevo line up to settle their differences. Right from the start, Barbizzi puts in a huge effort and claims first place with Diego Poncelet in second and Gutierrez in third. Clevo had to settle for fourth. Poncelet takes the 4th turn well and flies by Barbizzi on the following straight to take first place. Oscar carries his momentum well and passes Diego Poncelet on the inside, but is too fast coming into the notorious 6th turn. He's unable to keep it under control and crashes into the bales. His loose board almost takes out Poncelet, but the Spaniard recovers well to carry on. Poncelet and Barbizzi are in control and opening up a gap coming into turn number 8, but Clevo is determined not to give up and gives chase. However, the pair play it safe in the final few turns and come in first and second and claim their spots in the semifinals. Back at the top of the course, Owen Fox, Dexter Manning, Andreas Bouclier, and Hussein Al Nasrullah are ready to start the second heat. The riders all have similar starts and are bunched up, but Hussein edges into first, with Bouclier second, Manning third, and Fox in fourth. Dexter tucks low and gathers enough speed through the 3rd turn to pass Andreas Bouclier on the outside. He almost manages to pass Hussein Al Nasrullah out of the 4th turn, but he's unable to keep his line and wobbles slightly and clips the hay with his board, and he falls down. Owen Fox is lucky not to have been caught up as well and avoids disaster. Coming to turn 6, Bouclier is in first with Al Nasrullah second and Fox third. They bunch up but pass through 6 smoothly and carefully. Into turn 9, Owen Fox carries plenty of speed and is able to pass Al Nasrullah on the outside to move into the 2nd position. Fox is having a great race and now has momentum. He passes Bouclier in turn 11 to finish first and moves into the semis alongside the Frenchman. The next heat is ready with Adam Westphal, Gregoire Schwab, Fabio Minning, and Lisa Peters lined up and eager to push off. And they're off with a really good start from Adam Westphal, who immediately takes first. Gregoire Schwab just edges out Minning to take second spot. Lisa Peters gives chase from fourth spot. Passing through the third and fourth turns, Schwab keeps his tuck for longer to gather speed and passes by Westphal to move into first position. Coming up on the sixth turn, Minning carries his speed well and passes Westphal on the outside, but he's unable to slow down enough and crashes into the mat. Westphal and Schwab know they're almost in the semis and try to ride the final few corners fast, but cautiously. Lisa Peters has a tumble close to the finish, but is able to continue. The heat finishes with Gregoire Schwab first and Adam Westphal second. Fabio Minning comes in third and Lisa Peters fourth. In the last quarterfinal heat, Adrian Paynel lines up alongside Antoine Carlotti, Mikaela Harness, and Valera Fless. And the race is on with Paynel making a flying start to claim first, with Carlotti and Mikaela in second and third, and Fless in fourth. Coming into the fourth turn, the riders are having a smooth race, but Valera Fless misjudges his speed and clips the hay on the exit and wipes out. Coming into turn 6, Mikaela Harness is in hot pursuit of Antoine Carlotti and manages to catch up and is now neck and neck with the French rider. Further down the mountain, Harness finally catches up to and passes Carlotti at turn number 9 to move into second position. At the finish line is Adrian Paynel first, with Mikaela Harness second. Antoine Carlotti and Valera Fless have to settle for third and fourth spots respectively.
He was on, and he did a super good job. He passed me in the left. I did everything I could. I drafted him right off the right corner. He took it super well. Yeah, it's a bummer. I wish I raced in the rain. I wish I did it different, of course, but it's part of the game.
First semifinals of the skate competition saw Diego Poncelet in red, Stefano Barbizzi in blue, with Owen Fox in green and Andreas Bouclier in yellow. With the wind picking up suddenly and the prospect of downpours on the horizon, the organizers called a meeting with riders to decide a course of action. After a brief discussion, the riders unanimously decided to keep the long track and race immediately.
All in favor of waiting and going short immediately. All right, I guess we're going long.
And they're off with a good start from Bouclier to take the lead. Barbizzi in second, with Poncelet and Fox in third and fourth respectively. Fox has a slight wobble coming into the third corner, but keeps it together in pursuit of the rest of the pack. Into the fourth turn, the riders all take similar lines, but on the following straight, Diego Poncelet tucks low and drafts well behind Stefano Barbizzi, building his speed to overtake into second. Between turn 5 and 6, Diego Poncelet is closing in on Bouclier, but through the straight, Owen Fox loses control at the back and takes a hard tumble. He's bruised, but okay. Sadly, that's the end of his race. At turn 6, Diego Poncelet challenges for first, but Bouclier holds on and positions remain the same. Through turn 8, Bouclier now opens the gap. Into the 9th turn, Barbizzi pushes hard, but is unable to keep upright and slams into the hay bales. He too is unable to continue. Just a turn later, the drama continues. Diego Poncelet initially overtakes Bouclier, but both riders are too fast into the corner and are unable to keep their boards under control and crash into the hay. However, both riders are okay and immediately pop back up, push off down the mountain. Now that the final is guaranteed for both athletes, they don't push too hard through the last few turns and ride to the final line safely.
To be honest, I'm not quite sure, but I'm pretty sure it was a wind thing. We dropped that first semis heat with just insane wind conditions. You can definitely tell from the way we're all skating in the first two corners that it was just really, really fast. Going through 5, I think it was the fastest any of us had gone through that corner, and on the exit, right as I was getting back into tuck, I just got hit with, I think, a stray blast of wind, threw me off a little bit, and I just got thrown off the board.
There was a bit of raindrops, there was a lot of wind, like tailwind, so we're going much faster than usual, and the 4 of us fell. I was not aware that they had fallen behind me, so I went for an overtaking right before the fastest corner, which worked, but then when we slid, both of us did our normal lines. We were going much faster than usual, and we just went straight into the hay. Yeah, so very intense. Hopefully the conditions calm down a bit, because this is quite dangerous here.
The second heat of the semifinals saw Adrian Paynell in red, Mikea Harness in blue, Gregoire Schwab in green, with Adam Westphal in yellow. A heavy downpour necessitated a pause in the racing while the track dried out and the riders took the opportunity to make last-minute adjustments. The wind, however, was relentless. And the race was on, with Adrian Paynell pushing off well and settling into first, with Gregoire Schwab in second and Mikea Harness third. Adam Westphal finds himself in fourth out of the first bend. The riders are racing at high speeds, but positions remain the same after the first turn. During the straight, Paynell and Schwab open up a gap with Westphal and Harness. Coming into the notorious 6th turn, the riders are bunched up, and Schwab and Harness get tangled up and both stumble into the hay. Both riders are okay and get up to continue the race, but Westphal takes the opportunity to settle into second. The race continues down the mountain, but only Paynell and Westphal are in contention. Mikea Harness tries to claw his way back into the race, but falls again trying to catch up and is unable to continue. The result of the heat is Adrian Paynell first, Adam Westphal second, with Gregoire Schwab in third and Mikea Harness fourth.
Yeah, I hope he's okay. You know, they unfortunately had a crash, and that's not the way you want to see it go down, but, you know, we'll take it and, you know, race with what we got now. So, 1 round left.
After 3 days of racing, it's finally here. Adrian Paynell, Andreas Bouclier, Diego Poncelet, and Adam Westphal take their positions at the start for the open skate final. With the winds picking up considerably, the slight delay to the start builds the anticipation further and adds tension to an already thrilling matchup. We now hand you over to Ian Findlay and our live commentary team.
Final underway of the open stand-up. It's a strong start from Adam Westphal, and he is on the right-hand side of your screen now. He's looking to move across. He's not going to get into top spot, though. He may just end up sitting in fourth right now, but Adrian Paynell in top spot at the moment. It looks like Bouclier in second, Diego in third, Westphal in fourth.
Pass here. Coming in third, Adam is losing a bit of speed. They're coming in tight into the first slide zone. We'll see how this goes.
Through turn number 4, everyone stay on their feet. Adam's drifting a little bit wide. He might just have clipped the bales there, but we don't have it on the drone. No, this is where Diego can be so fast, isn't it?
Oh yeah, he has the perfect tuck, the dream tuck every boy dreams about. Coming into the grip left, this is advantages for Adam and Andreas. Diego has their draft, so he's not losing them. Oh, Andreas coming on inside. What's going to happen here?
Well, I did think that Paynell was maybe going to be in a bit of trouble there.
Oh, he just threw a stand-up slide. Come on. You got to give it up for Adrian.
That is so impressive. Bouclier still holding on to second place. Diego in third. And this is what you were saying earlier. How do you beat Diego? You've got to get it in front of him. You've got to put him under pressure. But this bottom section really suits him. But it also suits the man in the lead.
Adrian is looking so good right now. I bet his confidence.
Watch Diego in third. He's right up with Bouclier in second.
Diego's looking strong here. Might take an outside pass. Going to the fastest.
Oh, going right the outside. Diego's in second, and he's absolutely motoring. Oh, he's closed in. He's closed in on Paynell.
The whole road here.
Oh no!
What an explosion!
Oh no! We got 2 men down there, haven't we? It's Diego and Adrian. Adrian's looking for his board. Bouclier is out in front.
Bouclier is in the safe zone.
He is going to come through.
And Star boy has done it.
17 years old. He's not done it yet. He's got to get through this turn.
He's being total shock right now.
Well, we've got more races to go. It's going to be his first WDSC victory. He can't quite believe he's looking behind him.
Losing his mind right now, not realizing that this is actually happening.
I can hear the cheers as well, but what a race, what a series of runs from the young gun from France.
He's done it. Andreas
Stunning.
has done it.
Wow.
17 years old. This man is unstoppable.
The final results are Andreas Bouclier, who wins his first ever final, with Adrian Paynel second, Adam Westphal third, and Diego Poncelet fourth.
I'm speechless. Like, it was my first final of my life. I took the lead. Diego and Frenchie crashed in front of me, but it's race. I'm a bit lucky. But yeah, it's crazy. It's just so crazy. I won.
Trying to lead the race and stay up front. I knew I had the pace to stay up front, but unfortunately I got taken out at the end, and that's how racing goes. I've done it to my friends, so there's nothing more to do.
You know, it was a little off pace for sure. Definitely not where you want to be, so we got some work to do for the next race, no doubt. Got lucky with this one, but we're gonna have to put in some work for the next one for sure.
Like I guess his line was different because he was trying to slow down more and exit with more speed. But by the time I realized that, it was too late. I was on his outside. I tried to catch him, but as he should, he took all the road to really get the perfect line, and we collided there, and we're okay at least. So yeah, but it was a bit scary, to be honest.
That concludes the spectacular start to the WDSC 2024 tour from Erzincan, Turkey. See you in July for the next round in Wales.
Welcome back, folks. We are getting ready for Q2 here at round number 1 of the World Downhill Skateboarding Championships in beautiful Axamer-Lizum in the state of Tyrol, Austria. Thank you to the people here for hosting us. What a great job they've done. We are grateful for all of the help and support. And what a beautiful part of the world it is, as you can see from the pictures there. We are working our way down through the trees from over 1,500 meters in altitude. And this course, which works its way down through the trees very, very fast. Some long straights, sweeping turns as well, and then the tricky hairpins. It's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow. Keep an eye on the WDSC Instagram. Probably the best place for you for the timings for tomorrow. We're expecting some tricky weather conditions tomorrow, so we may have to pull things forward, but we will let you know later on in the day, keeping an eye on the forecast, because we want to give these riders as good a chance as possible to race in the dry tomorrow. Well, what I can do is give you 22 riders in the open stand-up that are going again in Q2. Max Ballesteros, Armand Jabiri, Cam Brickenden, Carlos Scherer, Alex Clark, Alex Demel, Pepe Laporte, Antonio Madaraga, Mikhail Harness, Dimitrio Hedachuk, Jack Plummer, Adam Westphal, Garrett Belanger, Stefano Barbizzi, Antoine Carlotti, Andreas Bouclier, Mitch Thompson, Dexter Manning, Owen Fox, Morgan Owens, Harry Clark, and Adrian Paynel. There's some riders that don't have the times for, but I understand they are the 22 riders that are going to be in this Q2 session, and hopefully get some times for them. Now we'll run through Q2 for the Open Luge, Women's Luge, and Women's Luge will just do 2 runs, and Women's Skate as well. So those are the riders for you. Let's get a look again on the top section of the course. Picking the line, absolutely key. See, we are still in a bit of sunshine, but local time here coming up to 10 to 5. It is June, of course, the sun almost as high as it gets in this part of the world, but it will start to get a little darker, dip behind and some of the mountains later on into the evening. But great visibility out on the course. A lot of trees, so you go from light to shade. It does impact the visibility quite a bit on the course. Riding with that on the drone here just gives you the idea of the width of the road. Pretty consistent pavement top to bottom. It does get steeper as well, over 20% in gradient here. But these riders had a lot of time yesterday. There was a track walk on Thursday as well. And plenty free ride time yesterday, and QS qualification as well. Just going to take a check for any additional times here. It may all update here, so we'll have to just try and give you as much info as we can as we get it. And going in reverse order of the times from Q1. And my understanding is, my understanding, what I was told about an hour and a half ago, is we'll cut this down to 10. So only 10 will go through, but I was told 20, and we've got 22 here. So there you go. If it's not going to be 10 riders, someone please let me know, because that's what I was told. And that times for those 10 riders will be the ones that count. So if you don't make it into the top 10, it's your time from Q2 that will rank you. Everyone from 23rd to 32nd ranked off their times from Q1. So if you make it all the way through to Q3, the lowest you can finish in qualifying is in 10th place. It means if someone goes super quick in Q2 and you don't go quicker in Q3, it doesn't matter. The Q3 protected in the top 10. So getting riders underway with around about minute intervals here, so trying to keep things moving, which is important for the riders, because we do have that delay. We've got to bring riders back to the top, and that does take 30 minutes or so. You can see the view back down to the city of Innsbruck. So Pepe Laporte on the way, 16th in Q1. And the Brazilian coming through the QS, finishing in outside. They didn't make the final, but did qualify in third place. Did Pepe Laporte for the QS race yesterday. Out of Novo Lima in Brazil, Pepe Laporte, two-time South American champion. Second IDF 2018, a man with a lot of experience. Great to see him on WDSC, and the way he's riding so far this weekend, he's going to be a man that is going to make some waves. Look at those speed checks. You can see the quality of his riding. Maybe just missing the apex there, but he carried the speed out of the turn. Course where managing the speed, those speed checks, those pre-drifts into these hairpins are going to be absolutely key. And where do you do it? What is your breaking point? Who's going to take the risk in the heats tomorrow? That is absolutely key. Pepe Laporte running it a little bit wide there. All okay for him, though. Okay, Mackay Harness, 14th after Q1. Not far away from getting into that Q2, but this is the run to step it up here for Mackay, as I was saying in his first run. Pretty consistent last season. Finished in 9th place, set in the standings. Like his tuck position here. He's right at getting stronger and stronger. As where things just start to get a little bit tighter as Mackay goes past. See, just opening up and trying to stand up there, grabbing rail. So Mackay Harness still on course. Just let me do a little refresh, see if I can get any time here for you, but we'll get you up to date. No, nothing's come through at the moment on any Q2 times for myself right now, so apologies for that, folks. We'll just try and just enjoy the riding, eh? World-class athletes, a beautiful venue, beautiful scenery. So Jack Plummer underway, 12th after Q1. Jack Plummer 14th in the standings. We've seen him in Wales last season. Finished 6th place in Wales. Pretty good day out on almost home soil for the Englishmen. Of course, we were in Wales, so. Out of Haywards Heath in West Sussex. Did win the QS race in Wales, did Jack Plummer. Tall athlete and a man that last season before was really showing that he is pushing up. That is great board control, gets that left hand down, regular footed rider. So Adam Westphal, 11th after Q1, 5th in the standings last season. So Westphal, that's powerful start. He's a rider not afraid to take some risk. So here's Mackay Harness crossing the line. That may have happened just a little bit earlier, but we are back with Adam Westphal. He's about to pass the commentary position, but I can't even see him because his tuck is that good. And the hay bales are stacked nice and high. And it's, we're about a third of the way down the course. Again, good control there from Adam. Just having those pucks ready if he needs them. But I loved how he just brought everything in tight again, coming out of that corner. He'd managed to speed through. Got everything as aerodynamic as he could to make his way to try and build the speed up as quick as possible. So I think we got Garrett Ballongeres on course as well. He was 10th after Q1. Next up will be Stefano Barbizzi. He should be waiting in the start. Again, Adam Westphal using in every inch of road, and that's usually a good sign. He's happy, but you could see the speed really goes coming out of these hairpins. But Westphal, again, keeping it compact, smooth. But it's tomorrow where you're going to have to be dynamic. You're going to have to take some risk. Well, I think Stefano Barbizzi already underway, which means next up is Antoine Carlotti, 8th after Q1. Yellow flag out here. So, course hold, but Carlotti is underway. Haven't seen what happens there yet. Stefano Barbizzi was on course. So I wonder if it's Barbizzi. I don't know quite who's crashed yet. But here is Antoine Carlotti out of the start. 8th place in the standings last season on WDSC. He's out of Paris, St. Cloud, I should say, and regular footed rider. 3rd in Erzincan, 2023. 3rd at the European Championships in 2024. So Carlotti looking to get into, as all of these riders are, get into that top 10 for Q3. Here's the finish line there. Just again, time for a refresh on the timing board. I do apologise for this, folks. We want to try and keep the racing going, the qualifying going. Time's always a pressure at these events. Thompson, Mitch Thompson, out of Australia. Impressive in qualifying yesterday in the QS series. Man that's got a bit of experience, hasn't he? He's out of Bathurst, Australia. Famous motor racing circuit, IDF, Oceanic Champion 2017. Newton's Champion 2019. Australian Junior Champion 2014. He knows what he's doing, does Mitch Thompson, and could be a man that is, he's got it within himself, surely, to try and fight for a podium over the weekend. I like that exit from the turn there. So Mitch Thompson, new to WDSC. But man, he's fast, isn't he? He's got a great style, and it's a style that really suits. I think this type of road, he's not going to be afraid to mix it up in heats either, so Mitch riding well. Okay, Owen Fox. So Dexter Manning is on course. Owen Fox 4th after Q1. Are we seeing the benefit of that improved kick from Owen? Well, you need it on this start. Yes, the speed does build, but if you've got that good kick, then you're just getting up to speed that little bit quicker, aren't you? It's going to be absolutely key tomorrow in the heats. And Owen Fox underway. Just looking to see if we can pick him up. While Owen Fox on course out at the moment, getting his first WDSC podium. There he is. Again, his style really, really fluid. Can be deceptively fast. See that little pre-drift into the turn. Yeah, using all of the road there, just avoiding that loose hay. Every inch of the pavement. And that is keeping Owen Fox moving nicely. From what we've seen, this is going to be pretty quick from Owen. He was obviously quick in Q1. Harry Clark waiting in the gate. Morgan Owens on course. But here's Haz, the defending WDSC champion. Was in 2nd place after Q1. So Harry Clark underway. Again, yes, he's going to want the number 1 spot after Q3. But it is just qualifying. Anything can happen in the races. You've got to get it done when you've got 3 of your friends next to you in the heats. So, well, Harry Clark just passing us there in our production facility. It's a tent. So Clark managing the speed early, putting that speed check in, and then about being smooth through the turn, clean through the turn. I like that approach. He's not breaking too late. He's giving himself that time to be balanced, generate that speed throughout the apex of the turn. Obviously works well. So Clark here, this is a section of this race course where you can do a lot of drafting, but this turn is going to be tough to overtake in. Pinching the apex early in the turn, running it out wide. Clark again put a decent run together in Q1. Solid again in Q2. Just about to lose the drone there. Which means we have got Adrian Peinal on course right now. 2:32.707 was his time in Q1. Harry Clark, 2:34.045. 1.347 was the difference between Peinal and Clark in Q1. And if we get sometimes from Q2, we'll let you know. If not, we'll just tell you who's through, and we'll get all the times up on our social media afterwards. And tomorrow it won't really matter because it's a new day. This is just to get everyone into order, really, isn't it? Pick your lane choice. I don't think lane choice matters too much on a course like this. There's a lot of time out of the start before you have to deal with the first of the hairpins. So there's time to find your position, get into the spot that you're happy with, that you're going to work through. So some courses, some tracks, yeah, your start position absolutely key. Here, maybe not so important. So moving on to the women's category now. Lisa Peters was the quickest in Q1, 2:44.843. Ahead of Ambrosi Bordeaux, 2:47.453. Hannah Graf in third, 2:55.766. Anna Pixner in fourth, and Jennifer Sparte in fifth place. Those are the times that we've got from Q1 in the open, so the women's skate. Jasmine Hannah Graf in the start, third in Q1. Dark clouds starting to build behind us. There's just a little bit of sunlight at the moment, but it has got cloudier throughout the day. The Stubai Alpen, the mountains surrounding us here.
Hold it. Okay, thank you.
So women's skate underway. There's Innsbruck Airport again. Only has about 6 flights a day at the moment, but it's a little bit busier in the winter. As you'd imagine, this is a winter sports paradise. It wasn't the best of seasons this past winter, but still plenty good fun to be had on the mountains. So here's Hannah Graf just opening up a little. A little bit of an airplane just to, again, manage the speed coming through. Grabbing the tip of the board, again provided that stability through the turn, straight back in to the tuck position. Everyone getting some serious shouts from those at the side of the road and that finish hairpin. Hannah Graf still with a little bit of work to do through the bottom section.
Back to the top, back to the top. With a beauty shot, please. We're going to come to you. Just show us the mountain as you go up to the top.
So Lisa Peters will be last to go in the women's skates. There you can see some of those clouds that we're talking about. We are expecting the weather to change overnight. Hopefully not. There is a thunderstorm warning, maybe a chance of rain at them later on. Saying a 20% chance of rain at the moment. Doesn't look like it's going to rain right now, but we got a little bit more time to try and get through this quali session. If for any reason we can't, we'll just have to go off the times that we have available and hope for the best going into tomorrow's racing. So Lisa Peters, 2:44.843, the time in Q1. She should be last to go. Will be Luge's up next. And Lisa Peters getting underway. What a career Lisa Peters has already had. Second place the World Skate Games 2024, won it in 2023. Selena Tyler winning World Skate last season. Emily Pross in 2022 and in 2019.
Open street luge, also start getting ready. First we're going to have Josh, then Lucas, then...
Lisa racing in the open category last season in Erzincan. Good to have fuller categories this season with the women's street luge and women's skate. Things are growing here at WDSC, and we're delighted to have a calendar of 5 races for you this season. Of course, we're starting here in Austria, Axamer-Lizum, and then next weekend it's Erzincan. Classic race before heading to the Isle of Man early July. Utah in September, and then El Salvador in December. So next to go is the women's luge category. Just seeing if we got any Q2 times. Nothing showing on my system here. Do apologize, folks. Luges are underway. Julie Ertz there. Didn't see her on WDSC last season, so good to have Julie out of Germany. Took second place in 2022 in Turkey, in Cappadocia. First time we raced in Turkey, and then 2023 it was Erzincan for double header, 2024 as well. So we just saw Julie Ertz there, 2:42.957 in Q1. All right, starting to get you some times, folks. So, Paynell, 2:33.336, not as quick as Q1. Harry Clark, 2:34.339, a little bit slower. Owen Fox, though, has moved up into third place. He put a 2:35.089 down. Owen Morgan's in fourth, Mitch Thompson fifth. So bringing a few more times. So Owen Morgan's in fourth place. $2:35.317, just a little bit slower. Dexter Manning in sixth place. Very consistent, 2:35.3s in both runs for Dexter Manning. Bouclier going a little bit slower. The 2:36, he's in seventh. Carlotti in eighth. He's gone quicker, 2:36.028 for Antoine. 2:36.090 for Antoine Carlotti. Barbizzi in 9th, Westphal in 10th. He is the last man into the top 10. But of course, 32 riders in the field. Some women's skate times for you. Hanegraaff a little bit quicker. 2:54. She was 2:55 in run in Q1. Ambrosi Bordeaux, another run in the 2:47s. Lisa Peters a little bit slower. 2:45.640. We're underway with the open luge category. Josh Fieldwick the way for Great Britain. First man to go in that category. 240.247. 274, I should say. It's hard to read numbers sometimes. 10th place for Fieldwick in Q1. Cutting down to 6 riders. 4 are going to miss out. Abdelmadzan, the quickest of everybody in the open luge with a 2:31.348. So Lucas Mancini on course and Rainer Österli underway as well. Mancini 2:39.157. For the Swiss rider. Lucas Mancini switched from skate to luge after a crash in 2023. Looking pretty good here at the moment. We're working our way through the luge category. Josh Fieldwick in with a 2:40.153, a fraction quicker than Q1. Is that going to be enough for a top 6, though? Maybe, maybe not. We will have to wait and see. Bringing the times now. Colby Parks next to go for Canada. Colby 6th in Q1 with a 2:35.543. 1.953 off of the pace. Just under 2 seconds off of the pace. So a few of the luge riders now starting to cross the line. We'll see if things update and if Josh Fieldwick drops down 1 or 2 positions. Colby hoping for a little bit more out of this run, but it's Q3 that matters. He's got to not drop a spot, otherwise he'd be out at Q3. Then, yeah, the hard work. I think the start position might matter a little bit more for luge. We shall see. Time to do a quick F5 and see if we've got any more times. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Really, really appreciate your company, bearing with us as well. 1 or 2 teething troubles. It's really difficult to pull off a live stream with this type of hill. Rainer Österli from Germany, 2:38.364, a little bit quicker than his time in Q1 as David Frege underway. 2:33.520 for Frege. The man that has run Abdelmadzan pretty close, but still 2 seconds off of the pace. Gilles Chaperon. And running a little bit wide there, not ideal. Over the line now. Abdelmadzan, last man to go in the open luge. 2:38.985. Quickest time so far in Q2 in the luge. There's David Frege. When he gets it right, he's ultra competitive, isn't he? Abdelmadzan, though, 2:31.348. That's the fastest time on the hill in the luge category. Abdel, who missed most of last season due to injury, getting a time for you folks. You're going to like this one. Well, if you're a fan of Colby Parks, 2:32.312. That is quicker. 2:35 in Q1, so Colby Parks stepping it up. That would be good enough, if nobody else improves, for second place. But of course, Frege's out on the course at the moment, but Colby Parks with a big improvement in Q2. But it's down to Abdelmadzan. What can he do? Yes, unless he makes a big mistake. He doesn't make many of them, does he? Apart from Erzincan last season, and we enjoyed it all on camera. And Abdel looking to better that 2:31.348. But Colby's put the pressure on here with that 2:32.312. Abdel learning this course. That's all of the riders. He's having to adapt his style, tweak it so and he could find that speed. I wonder if he feels maybe something under a 2:30 is possible on this course once he's really dialed in. So George Cheeseman sitting in second at the moment. Witzigman in third, Osterley fourth, Mancini fifth, Fieldwick sixth. But we're just waiting on a few more times though, aren't we? David Frege, Ulrich Becker, Chaperone. They don't have times in yet. So time to refresh. Ulrich Becker in with a 2:32.504. There's Ulrich Becker crossing the line. We're looking for David Frege. He should be next to cross. So just Abdelmadzan and David Frege out on course without a time at the moment. There is David Frege out of France. He was 2:33.520. In Q1, let's see if we've got a time. Well, 2:32.625. And it's tightened up. 2:32 for Parks and Becker and for Frege. Chaperon with a 2:33. Cheeseman with a 2:35. Witzigman might be the man to miss out here. Is Abdelmadzan through the final turn. And Madzan completes the course. Try and get you a time here for Abdel. See what he's done. 2:31.671. Not quite as quick as run number one as Q1, but the rest of the field have caught up. And now it's all starting to bunch. So the top six going through to Q3 in Open Luge. Madzan, Parks, Becker, Frege, Chaperon and Cheeseman. So that wraps up Q2. We'll take a little break and we'll be back with Q3 as soon as we've hauled all the riders back to the top of the road.
This is our isle. I'll rise. I'll dive. I'll breathe. I'll dream. I'll glide. I'll climb. This is our calm. This is our wild. This is our past. This is our welcome. This is our story. Shaw and Chinya I. This is our biosphere. This is our ordinary. And this is your extraordinary isle.
Parchment on the inside, he's carrying a lot of speed into turn 6, there's some contact there. Oh, huge crash there! David Fager into the bales.
Another fall for both Mariana and
Not the finish line, in his sight. He comes through, he takes the win.
Long straights, hairpin turns, dizzying speeds, the thrills, the spills, all action, no chill. This is Arganda. Welcome to Erzincan, Turkey, where the 2024 season of the Brinks World Downhill Skateboarding Championship kicks off down the steep and winding roads of Arganda. After last year's success, the WDSC Tour returned to the mighty course in Erzincan to bring you 3 days of high-speed racing with dramatic overtakes and epic face-offs.
There isn't anything that compares to this speed and technicality. There's a couple of hills that have technical bits, and there's a couple of hills that have the speed, but none have both together. I mean, this is just, on the world circuit, this is just world class.
You're braking from 60 mile an hour to 15 mile an hour for corners. Your feet are on fire, your abs are burning, your shoulders are burning. It's insane but brilliant. Love it.
Of the 32 riders that suited up for this year's competition, 9 came to settle their scores in the open street luge category. With their ultra-low profile and extended wheelbase, street luge athletes can reach speeds in excess of 110 kilometers an hour and still need to navigate around the twists and turns of this daunting course. The 3.5 kilometer 12-turn track averages a 12% gradient. However, it kicks up to a dizzying 21% in parts, challenging riders' ability to control their boards at very high speeds and negotiate tight corners. Turns 6 and 9 are especially demanding and will require both athletic competence and mental concentration.
The corners, the G-forces through the corners is something I haven't felt. I felt it in a couple of tracks, but never consistently here. Almost every corner you're feeling, you're just hanging on, and the wheels are screaming for grip. But it's a great track, very challenging. It's one of the most challenging tracks I've ever been to, and you're well aware that just off the track be very hard if you went off track. So you have to manage your danger levels a lot here.
Located in the northeastern part of central Anatolia, the city of Erzincan played host to the first round of the WDSC Championship of 2024. Nestled in a fertile plain surrounded by mountains, Erzincan offers a picturesque landscape that captivates visitors with its stunning scenery. With roots tracing back to ancient times, Erzincan has been a strategic trading hub of various civilizations, including the Romans, Byzantines, and Seljuks, each leaving an indelible mark on the city's cultural tapestry. The Munzer Mountains provide a stunning backdrop to the city and are a haven for outdoor enthusiasts, offering opportunities for hiking, skiing, and exploring pristine rivers and stunning scenery. Gierlevik Waterfall, a breathtaking natural wonder that attracts visitors with its cascading waters and serene surroundings, is a highlight of the region not to be missed. Demonstrating their dedication to the sport of downhill skateboarding, the municipality of Erzincan, in collaboration with Governor Mr. Hamza Aydoğdu, have undertaken significant improvements from last year. The repair and resurfacing of road sections to ensure rider safety as well as providing access to top-notch facilities at the ski resort have been invaluable to this year's event. These amenities include gondola transport from the finish line to the start, along with changing rooms and lockers, not to mention the all-important workbenches for last-minute equipment tune-ups. In this program, we bring you all the action from the open street luge category, as well as our sit-down interview with Lisa Peters. Of the 9 lugers that came to Erzincan, one of the favorites was Abdelmadzan. The Malaysian rider and defending world champion was eager to repeat last year's success and start the year off with a win. However, an accident during one of his practice runs meant he was unable to race the rest of the event. After taking a day to recover, Abdelmadzan joined Ian Finley on the live commentary team, along with others, to give a rider's perspective of the event.
The crash was really gnarly. Totally did not expect it, but after reviewing the slow motion footage, I could see what contributed to the crash after I finished braking. In terms of lines, I didn't take any different lines than what I normally take. I'm doing my own normal thing as far as lines go, braking points go, but as soon as I get the luge back on the ground and start turning, I could see the outer wheels lifting because I'm using a new setup which I tried at this event. The thing is, I've already tried this new setup on day 2. Day 2 was no problem, and all of day 3, no problem, except for that one run. So doing it on a closed road event, you know, like what we have here in Turkey, where there's plenty of hay bales, mattresses, corner marshals, ambulances, medics, a lot of support staff. You know, if anything goes wrong, there's people to look out for you. You know, considering what could have happened, like this is the worst of what I experienced.
The luge action started with a qualifying series where Ulrich Becker from Germany came first, followed by Philip Spencer in second and Ian Martland in third, both from the UK.
Happy to bring it home and had a good fast run, and I want to go far in the initial race, because I think I can compete, and yeah.
Before the races got underway, riders took part in time trials, where Czech Andrej Ilic recorded the fastest with a 2-minute 22.387 second run. David Frege of France came second with a 2-minute 22.792 second run, and Ulrich Becker of Germany was third with 2 minutes 23.786 seconds. With the withdrawal of Abdelmadzan from the event, the open street luge had 2 heats of 4 riders racing to decide who would progress on to the final. In the first semi-final heat, Andrej Ilic from Czechia, Ulrich Becker from Germany, Arkadiusz Kowalski from Poland, and Ian Martland from Wales suited up to settle their differences. The 2022 Kozakov winner, Andrej Ilic, is keen to repeat his success in Erzincan.
Yeah, I was 2022 first at Kozakov, but it was raining. I like the situation when it's raining, when it's slippery. Maybe it looks like it could rain. I think I'm good also on the dry. I'm also good in the wet, so I like both. Let's see how the other riders likes the weather here.
A newcomer to the Brinks WDSC Tour, Ulrich Becker was unable to race last year due to scheduling conflicts, but as the fastest man in the qualifying series, he's proven himself as the rider to watch out for this year.
It was great. Everything was going as planned, and I felt good. And I really like qualifications because I'm alone on the track and I can focus on my riding and I can be calm and concentrated. And it happened just like that. And I'm very happy with the result.
Polish rider Arkadiusz Kowalski is no stranger to Erzincan with a podium finish last year. Can his knowledge of the track improve his chances this year and secure him a spot on the top of the podium? Like Ulrich Becker, Welshman Ian Martland is also new to the tour and is hoping to showcase his talents for the first time on this fierce track.
We're now up against the best in the world, so I don't expect miracles, but at the same time I'll try my best and again try and keep up in case someone makes a mistake.
With all the preparations done and the riders ready, we now join our commentating team from the live stream for the semi-finals of the open street luge category.
Okay, here they go. They're about to start.
So here we go, first of the luge semi-finals, top two into the big final and third and fourth into the Consi final. It's a nice looking start there from Andrei Ilic. He gets himself out in front.
Yep, he's in the lead at the moment, setting up for the first turn, or actually turn two. Carries some good speed through this section, and yeah, but Ulrich is not that far behind. He's pulling him in.
Ulrich is keeping Ilic within his sights. Ilic winning the Kazakov Challenge in 2002. It's a quality rider.
Yeah, it looks like the pacing is pretty close.
He's
in
coming
third
into it,
place.
yeah.
He's oh, now he's sliding out a bit, losing grip, and entering corner 6. Yeah, this is the hardest braking point part of the track. So full brakes on. These guys are going through this corner. Interesting to see that the pace has pretty much remained the same between these three riders in this semifinal. So Aki has quite some work to do if he wants to advance to the final. Ulrich is pretty close to Andre here going into the turn 8 chicane here. This is the one where I hit 113 kilometers per hour.
Track record.
Yep, and coming into...
It's getting super tight at the top front of the race here.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that is so close.
Yep.
Yeah, Andre still got it through the last of the difficult turns, and he's just managed to pull out a few meters on Ulrich.
Yeah.
It's Andre Ilic now that is on the sprint towards the line. This is it's a grueling track. It's been a good run from Becker. He's going to get into the final, and if he can keep that up in the final, he's got a chance. But it's Ilic who takes it. Becker in second place. They go in to the final a little bit later on. Kowalski and Martland, Ian Martland from Great Britain. Myrtle, as he's known, going into that Consi final as well. Close race.
The second semi-final heat sees 4 established riders ready to settle their differences for a chance at the podium. David Frega from France, Colby Parks from Canada, along with Andrew Spate and Philip Spencer from the UK, lining up for a heat of high-caliber contestants. French rider David Frega is one of the wild cards in the Brinks WDSC Tour. After competing in all races of the 2022 circuit, his highest result was second place in Cappadocia. Last year's race in Erzincan was plagued by bad luck, as lost luggage meant he wasn't able to compete in the first race. An accident in the second race meant he left without scoring any points. Can he end his unlucky streak at this year's event?
Last year I wasn't lucky because I lost my luggage. This year I have my luggage. I have my all my brand. So I have time to training. This year is big challenge because luge very fast, you know, best luge on the road maybe. For me it's very big challenge, but I want to give my best and going fast as possible. I like to be here with friends and have fun.
Canadian Colby Parks is always ready to turn in a good performance, and with the absence of Abdelmadzan, he will be the athlete to beat in the street luge category. Scheduling conflicts meant he wasn't able to race in Erzincan last year, but qualification times confirm how much this track suits his aggressive riding style.
Here, Abdel was hitting about 113 kilometers an hour. The only one that's around that is potentially Romania, Killington, before it got destroyed by floods. But yeah, this would be one of the fastest tracks in the world. And plus, it's just usually so those fast tracks, you're braking into corners. You're not going that fast through corners. So that's one of the big differences here, is that you're actually going through those corners at that high speed as opposed to braking into a hairpin.
Andrew Spate is familiar with the track, having just missed out on winning the second race of last year. He hopes his knowledge will help him improve on last year's results.
The track this year is already running faster. Last year's top speed for myself was 66 miles an hour. In practice I've already done 68, so it is improving. That's 109 kilometres an hour for those people who work in kilometres. I think the trick to riding this is to know when to brake. You don't have to try to go fast, the track will make you go fast. You've got to know when to slow down.
Spade's fellow Englishman, Philip Spencer, is another rider who is new to this formidable track. However, his steady and solid runs during free practice have shown he's ready to challenge the pack.
I had a big crash yesterday, banged my head, twisted my knee. To come out here and get a clean run, it's fantastic, made up. I'm just glad I got this far. I'll just push as hard as I can, go as fast as I can and see what happens.
The riders are ready and lined up for the second heat. We again join Ian Findlay and Abdul Madzan for the live commentary.
So there's the beep. We get underway, and it's a strong start from Andrew Spate from Great Britain, and he's working hard, powering away. But now we're going to look to see Colby Parks and David Frager try and grab the advantage here. But is that Spate just about in second? But he's leaving a little bit of space.
Looks like Colby Parks, who had the inside lane, pushes equally with the others, but due to the inside lane, is able to take the lead here.
Nice move from Frager and Phil Spencer. Right up on the tail of the board of his his mentor on those SP8 boards.
Yeah, Phil is hooking up on the inside and pulling in Andy Spade in his draft, and Andy Spade is in third, trying to get into David Frager's draft. And going through this left-hand sweeper, it's basically you're on edge, you're gripping the whole turn, and David Frager makes a move on Colby Parks, entering turn 6.
Wow, this is
on the inside.
Great move from David Frager. Can he make it stick?
Okay, yeah, the thing is they know they don't have to take each other out, just make sure they're in the top 2 to advance. Yeah, Colby Parks is leading on the straight, approaching turn 8. David is just right up into Colby's draft. He just needs to make sure he doesn't push too hard and just maintains grip going into this fast right-hand sweeper.
Wow, we've had 2 really close races. This is shaping up for what could be a thrilling final a little bit later on. David's going to try and go around the outside of Colby. He's setting himself up for the line on this final turn. David Frager. Oh, there's a beautiful pass. What has Colby got in stuck? Can he respond here?
Yeah, they just need to make sure that they don't take each other out. They know
that was good clean racing. Clean racing by David Frager, who takes over in top spot. Colby Parks in second place. That was a beautiful pass.
Yeah, exactly. But taking the inside line, it's pretty risky, but it's the proper way to do it. You just have to make sure you get there first before the other guy does.
And Colby runs it close, but it's David Frager who takes it ahead of Colby Parks. They go through into the final a little bit later on. Andrew Spate and Phil Spencer from Great Britain go into the Consi final. Abdul, very quickly, there were some cracking races.
I know. It's just so exciting to watch a semi-final being that close. Can't wait to see what the final would look like.
There's a time you remember first hearing the beat with
Lisa Peters of the Netherlands was the only female rider in the open skate category in Erzincan. On day 2, we were able to sit down with her to ask her about her life, her passions, and her experiences as a female rider in the world of downhill skateboarding.
Yeah, I grew up as a very active kid. My parents, they love to sport. I have 2 older sisters. And I think when I was young, I always wanted to keep up with them, doing the same things they did. I did a lot of ice skating and inline skating. So I already started to be on wheels on such an early age. I started because I saw some videos of some guys skating in California. They went downhill and it looked like such a freedom. It looked so cool that I was like, okay, I would love to try that one time. And then I found a Facebook group, and this Facebook group was called the Dutch Downhill Division. They gave me a helmet, they gave me slide gloves, and they learned me how to slide. And then I went to Belgium, Germany, like some countries around the Netherlands to practice. And after that, I never stopped. It's what you say, it's really like a family, and it's a big family. Like, the beautiful thing about skating is that no matter where you go, you always have local people who can show you around, or they even host you, so you have a place to sleep. So you're never really like coming to a country completely not knowing anything, and that's just so cool about skateboarding, I think. I'm honestly happy that there are no girls now, because I don't feel the pressure, so I can focus on practicing these roads. It means that I don't have the pressure of performing, but I wish all the other girls would experience this road as well. Like last year, Jessie was here, and it was so much fun. We had like really cool heats, like close to each other. And I know a lot of girls, some Canadian girls, some girl from the Philippines, she would love these roads. Like they have the level, the skill to go here. I would love that downhill skateboarding gets Olympic at some point. That would be just so cool that the sport like went from like what it was 20 years ago to Olympic. But I think also just showing what we're doing to the bigger audience by involving it in movies or commercials or anything would be already really cool. Like, we all live in this small niche sports with so much passion, and we know it's like not that many riders, but it means so much for everyone that we're like, how can we show what we're doing to people who don't know anything about skateboarding? Honestly, it's not that hard. Like, it's not a jury sport. You don't need like anyone to give points for how good you did it. It's just like whoever crosses the finish line first is first. It's like not that hard, but it just needs to happen at some point.
Before the finals, it's consolation time, and the riders are lined up and ready. Now it's over to our live stream team.
So here we go, Consi final in the luge. Andy Spate in red, Arkadiusz Kowalski in green, Phil Spencer in blue, Ian Martland in yellow. Strong start from Phil Spencer in the green suit.
Yeah, I would say Andy Spate took the whole shot here.
Yeah.
He's in the lead. And Aki's also drafting Andy Spate really close.
Is Phil Spencer going to go for the pass into turn 4? He's not quite close enough,
but
I like
Aki,
the thinking.
Yep, Aki wobble
there. Yep. Well, good afternoon, folks. It is time for Q number 3. Thank you so much for your patience all afternoon. We love having your company here. It's 10 to 6 in the evening, and we are ready for the top 10 in the open stand-up to go for Q3. This will determine our top qualifiers for tomorrow. We've also got our top 6 in the open luge as well. 16 more runs to enjoy, and then we'll get all the brackets sorted out ahead of tomorrow. Make sure you're following us. I'm sure you are already on Instagram, across Facebook. I think we're on TikTok as well. You'll know where to find us, WDSC. Thank you so much, folks. Appreciate it. A few technical problems today. Often the case, but we're working on it, and do now have, I think we did give you all the times, didn't we, from Q2, but it's Paynell who has been the quickest man out on the mountain right now. A 2:32.707 in Q1, followed by a 2:33.336. He's the quickest rider out there in the stand-up. It's Abdel Madzan, 2:31.348 in Q1, 2:31.671 in Q2. For me, Colby Park, super impressive in Q2. Taking a big chunk of time away. May have made a mistake in Q1 that we just didn't pick up on camera. Harry Clark still sitting in second place in the open stand-up. Owen Fox moving up to third. Owen just going a fraction quicker. That was enough to get him ahead and hold on to third place. Dexter Manning sitting in fifth place. Bouclier in sixth. Then it's Adam Westphal who is going to be the first man to go. I thought it would have been Antonio Madariaga, but there's Adam Westphal. Are we looking for Antonio? Not sure. Well, if he's not there, but it's Adam Westphal in ninth after Q1. I do apologise, actually. It's Adam is in 10th. It was Antonio was in 9th place. There is a time missing on one of my sheets, so let's ignore that sheet and I'll go off the other sheet. Yes, because the other sheet does have Morgan Owens in 4th place, which is correct. So Adam Westphal in 10th place, 2:37.778. A little bit quicker, just over 10th of a second quicker, 2:37.602 in Q2. Then it will be Stefano Barbizzi, a world champion, Antoine Carlotti in 8th, Bouclier in 7th, Manning in 6th, Mitch Thompson, one of the big packages, surprise packages this weekend, maybe not a surprise to many of you, sitting in 4th place. Owen Fox in 3rd. Harry Clark 2nd. Adrian Pennell in 3rd. These 10 men are protected. They're going to be the top 10 once this is all done and dusted. But it's the order that we're going to sort out now. It is all down to this, Q3. If you mess it up, tough. You can't lean on a time from Q1 or Q2. This is the time that counts. Just waiting on the green light, checking the road is closed, everyone's in position. Shouldn't take too long to get through these, he says nervously, touch wood. And we will be done for the day. Make sure, check us out on social media in case we decide to shift the times for tomorrow. The clouds are starting to really build around as the sun is gone. It's brought the temperature down just a little bit. It was getting pretty hot up here, over 30 degrees, and that sun in the beautiful Tyrolean Alps and was it me to stick the factor 50 on, but I am in a tent. It's more like a sauna, but I'm very happy to have some shade. Okay, Westphal just waiting for the command. He is ready to go.
Vamos, no?
5th place last season on the podium in round number 1 with that 3rd place in Erzinshan. Will Stevenson getting closer and closer. And there is Will, as close as I think we've ever been to Will. That's better. Well, looking back down the valley, you can see those clouds I was talking about. Innsbruck is off to the right-hand side of the screen. Just missed whilst we were on that break. Like an EasyJet plane, an Airbus 320 coming into land, and it was so far below, it's banked right round the middle of your screen there. And yeah, that was pretty impressive, but thankfully we didn't have a drone in the air at the time. Wouldn't have been far away from the aeroplane, but that was quite impressive. Well, this is a beautiful part of the world, over 1,500 meters in altitude, 16 kilometers from Innsbruck. Hosted 5 of the 6 alpine skiing events of the 1964 and 1976 Winter Olympic Games. The only event on the alpine program that wasn't held up here at Axamer-Lizum in the Tyrol was the men's downhill. That was held over in Pachakofel. I think Franz Klammer might have won in 1964. Did he win 76? I'll have to double check. Rosie Mittermeier, if you know your alpine skiing, she picked up a host of medals. The late mother of Felix Neureuter, recent German slalom skiing superstar. Is that a drone or is that a giant wasp? There's me. I'm going to wave. It is a drone because you can see me in at my cabin of doom. Here comes the drone, folks. I'm all on my own here, roasting away, but waiting for the action to happen. And thankfully, that wasn't a giant wasp. Although if that stung me, I think I'd be in big trouble. There's our production centre. Yeah, don't send the drone in there. So enough chat about alpine skiing in the 1960s and 70s. Moving on. If you want to come here for a winter vacation, beautiful hiking as well, lots of terrain. You take the road, follow the road all the way up. A couple of hotels that are looking after us here on WDSC this weekend in Axamer-Lizum, Austria. Not much else up there, but if you want to go for skiing or snowboarding, it's a great place to be based because you are right at the lifts. Park up, that's you for the week. Skiing and snowboarding up over 2,000 metres. Adam's not gone anywhere. We're just doing a course check. I believe there was a vehicle on the course, and the elite crew out there have made sure it is, trying to make sure it is off of the course before, of course. I said course a lot there. Before we send Adam down the hill. So we were hoping to get underway very quickly, but safety paramount. There's the rear of the what we'll call the production facility. Thankfully, one thing that we haven't had any issues with today has been cows. If you go back on some of our reels on Instagram, you will maybe see, or may have been a story yesterday, some cows on the road, which I don't believe we've ever had to deal with before on WDSC. We may have had an issue with some goats in Cappadocia. Yes, and the cows did their business on the road as well. I had 1 or 2 riders telling me that they did ride through it. So apologies for that, but that should really be the cow apologising. They let them roam free. I believe. I'm not a farming expert, but letting them out in the springtime, roam the beautiful pastures in this part of the world, and then once it gets a bit colder, they bring them back in again for the winter. I don't know if they've got trackers on them or anything. Put GPS on your cow, see how far it's gone. You could maybe give the cow a Strava account, see how far it goes. Let's take a quick break before I start talking about giving cows GPS watches. We'll be back as soon as possible. So we are back underway, and Adam Westphal, 10th after Q2, gets his Q3 shootout going. And can Adam find that little bit of pace to move up the leaderboard and trying to improve on that 10th place position, get into, well, 10th place would be a green bib in the round of 32, green sleeve in the round of 32, but you never know how it all plays out. And Adam blasting past the elite production facility there. He's been consistent today, is Adam. But I think he's a rider on this course. Yes, he's a little bit off in terms of time compared to Payne. But once he's into heats tomorrow, he is a different animal. Already with a WDSC podium to his name, of course, last season in Erzincan. And he'll have his eyes on another one. Adam coming towards us through the trees. This road just snaking down the hill until you hit the hairpins. Through the pastures, through the trees. A beautiful part of the world. Great pavement for racing on. It's going to throw up some classic races tomorrow. Of that, I am sure. Westphal into the hairpin. Against that apex, runs it really wide there. Here is a world champion, Stefano Barbizzi, underway. 2:36.449 in Q1, 2:36.246 in Q2. Barbizzi, 9th position, not far behind Carlotti or Bouclier, who are ahead of him, and Manning not far ahead as well. And Barbizzi, we know, has got the skills that pay the bills. The Italian great, super experienced, 4-time Italian champion, 2023 world champion. Little bit of a wobble there as well, but Barbizzi can handle it. Raced in that Rhone Mountain last season. His only WDSC start, finished in 4th place in Rhone in a stacked field as well. Very clean through the hairpin, and now the speed is starting to build again for Barbizzi. I'm going to be trying to refresh and get a timer for you for Adam Westphal, so do bear with me, folks. Of course, we'll get everything as soon as we can out on social media for you, so you can see all the times. Adam Westphal coming through the final turn. Apologies for the resolution there, but Westphal completes, and he is setting the pace in Q3. Underway now, Antoine Carlotti as well. Carlotti 2:36.324 and a 2:36.090. There is Bouclier, 7th after Q2. Bouclier into the 2:35s in Q1, and 2:36.028 in Q2. Road running not quite as quick, although we didn't see every section of every rider, so we don't know if there was any mistakes or getting the braking zones wrong, anything like that. So don't quite get the full picture, but we'll have a little chat as Bouclier comes past our position here. Second in the standings, got that win in Erzincan last season. It's a course that he's gone well on. He'll be looking forward to Erzincan next weekend. As the slide grabs that hillside rail. Very smooth and clean from Bouclier. Just going to have a little look, see if we've got any times coming through yet. There is Stefano Barbizzi crossing the finish line. So, or just about to cross the finish line, but Barbizzi's done his job. Now, Mitch Thompson. Dexter Manning is on course. Mitch Thompson, 5th after Q2. Best time of 2:35.355 coming in Q2. One of the riders that's just gone a little bit quicker. Thompson, the quickest in the QS qualifying yesterday. He's put a lot of fast laps down on this course. Good bet for a podium over the weekend, that's for sure. A lot of experience, though. Good pedigree has Mitch Thompson. Powerful rider. Kick is going to be key here, but it is hard to get away, such is the nature of the top section of this course. There is a lot of drafting that can be done. Look at the balance through there from Mitch Thompson. That was a stunning turn from the Australian. That is why he's quick. Beautiful riding from Thompson. There's a tree. And here comes Mitch Thompson. Is he on one here? Don't have any up-to-date timings for you, but it looks good, doesn't it? Well, I'm enjoying it in the commentary box. I hope you're enjoying this run as well. Morgan Owens passing us, so it should be Owen Fox next in the start gate. Let's keep riding with Mitch Thompson, and we'll go back to Owen as soon as we can. So Owen Fox getting underway, working that right foot well. Regular footed rider putting in maybe an extra push there. And Fox has been consistent today. Wanted to start qualifying better. Wanted to push better. 2:35.089, the best time for Owen Fox today. That coming in Q2. Can he go a little quicker in Q3? That is the key thing. Q3, the one that really counts. And there is Owen Fox, laser-like focus down the road. Just opening up through this turn. Sliding, and then see Mitch Thompson through there, both hands up. Owen Fox, that left hand down, but he carried some good speed in to that turn. Maybe Owen Fox on one as well. Looking for Fox now. There he is. Still not able to give you any times at the moment, but there's been some impressive riding so far in this Q3 from these riders. Harry Clark underway, second place at the moment. Will he still be in second, or will this be the run that Clark puts down? Has he been saving something? Renato Panucci right on his tail. That footage will either be on social media or in the highlights show as soon as we get the highlights show made. Clark, best time, 2:34.054, so he's going to have to find that little bit extra. Unless he has been saving something. Clark braking early. Is that thunder I hear in the distance? Maybe not. Again, Clark avoiding putting a left hand down. Tells you it's quick. Last year's WDSC champion. Perfect season as well. World champion. He wrecked that World Skate Games course pretty well last season. got his reward. So Clark on course. There's just one man left to go. Oh, there's one man on course, actually. It's Adrien Paynel, 2:32.707. The fastest of anyone in the open stand-up. That is Mitch Thompson crossing the line a little earlier. We're waiting to get the luge underway. Paynel out on course. And then it will be on to the 6 luge rider as well. Some exceptional work there is Owen Fox coming through the final turn. 3 solid runs from Owen. Going to crack on very quickly with the luge, and George Cheeseman will be first to go, 6th place after Q2. 2:35.106 from George Cheeseman. Just a little bit off, just over a second and a half, 1.6 or so off of Chaperon from France, who is in 5th place. And George Cheeseman, it's going to, whatever happens, going to be in a good qualifying position after today, in a big field as well. Cheeseman finished 16th, in a tie for 16th in the standings last season. Did make the trip to Wales, finished 7th in Wales on the day that Colby Parks got the win. Josh Fieldwick picking up 2nd place. Fieldwick finishing in 10th place in qualification. Chaperon will be next to go, followed by David Frege, Ulrich Becker, Colby Parks and Abdel Madzan. Try and see, is there any Q3 times yet for the stand-up guys? I'm not seeing anything at the moment, folks. I do apologise. So Chaperon going past me. Well, there is Harry Clark approaching the line. Hopefully we can get a shot of Paynel crossing the line as well. It'd be good to see Adrien Paynel cross the line, but we are moving on with the luge as well. Ulrich Becker on course. They're getting them moving quickly. Ulrich Becker sitting in 3rd place, 2:33.587 in Q1 to 2:32.504 in Q2. His best time sitting in 3rd place. Ulrich managing the speed through this section in front of us. And Ulrich Becker, 2nd in the standings last season. Couldn't make the trip to Rowan Mountain. Picked up 3rd place in Erzincan, 5th place in Wales. But it's been a good day of qualifying so far from Ulrich Becker. Colby Parks next to go. He hasn't passed as yet. And there is Adrien Paynel. He's been the fastest man on the hill in stand-up so far. But is he still the fastest man? I'll keep refreshing and let you know. Colby Parks is underway. Colby with a big improvement in Q2 from a 2:35 down to a 2:32. That is just what Colby Parks needed. There's just one man left in the start. It is Abdel Madzan. Great to have him back. And Abdel Madzan underway. He's been in the 2:31s. Last man on the hill in this qualifying session today. Colby Parks, can he eke any more speed out of this course? Ulrich Becker still working his way down the hill. Abdel Madzan in that all-white suit there, picking him up again. His speeds have been touching close to 130 kilometres an hour on these street luges, such as these straight sections. It's really testing the braking for the likes of Abdel. Abdel liking to lift that board a little bit when he brakes, and so Madzan now sitting up. There's that little lift that he does. And, he's still going back to the old techniques, but it's working. It's okay. He's been quick today. Gets that head down, trying to be as aerodynamic as he possibly can. So, David Frege up across the line. We're looking for Abdel Madzan. And there is Abdan, this section through the meadows, well, the cows are roaming around. Thankfully not on the road today. So Ulrich Becker through the final turn. Third place after Q2. Is that where he's going to finish? I'll have to wait and see. Please keep an eye on social media, folks. We'll get the timings out as soon as we can. 1 or 2 issues with the system. Do beg your pardon for that. We'll try and work on that for next weekend, because you want the times as soon as possible. I certainly do. If I could bring you times, I would. Trust me. And Colby parks across the line. So Colby's done. It's just Abdil, the last man. Just seeing if we've got any of the times for the open luge. Nothing coming up here. There's a little bit of free ride going on, and then the road is going to have to be shut. Bit of a train happening there as everyone's passing. So no times, unfortunately. We can just enjoy the last of the views, and thank you everyone for your company today. I'll just keep refreshing whilst we're still on air. Here comes Abdil, no problems through the final turn, and Abdil Nadzam brings the qualification session to a close. A few other riders taking the scenic route down to Innsbruck, if that's where they're staying. And as I say, folks, please keep an eye on social media. We'll do our best to get the times up there for you as quick as possible. We'll try and get the brackets done as soon as we can. And thankfully, tomorrow we will not have to worry about times. We'll just have to go off our eye, and we will be able to enjoy the 4 at a time racing. Well, thankfully, we've avoided the rain. Hopefully, that is the case tomorrow as well, because we are expecting, my phone is telling me, a geosphere warning. That sounds pretty scary, doesn't it? So hopefully the weather tomorrow. Keep an eye on social media for the timings as well, but I think we're going to wrap it all up there. And thank you so much for your company. We'll see you tomorrow. World Downhill Skateboarding Championship, Axamer-Lizum, round number 1.
The race was on.
Final underway on the open stand-up. It's a strong start. He's into the bales. Oh, and there's contact.
Also, and Clark go tumbling out. Huge crash.
Closed in. He's closed in. Oh, no! An explosion. Has got the finish line. He comes through. Clark is the world champion. I can hear the cheers.